I do want to get our meeting started. I know that you guys took time out of your busy days to spend it with us. We want to make sure that you have your questions answered. As we go throughout this, we kind of prepped a PowerPoint just to get you guys orientated and prepared for camp. At the end, there will be time for question and answer, and we're going to be sticking around. I want to take time to introduce myself and our director team. So kind of going in order. My name is Tyler Fine. I am privileged to be the camp director this year at Camp Thunderbird here in Olympia, Washington State. And I'm thrilled that you can join us. If I can have my assistant camp director introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Trisha Salazar, and I am the Assistant Camp Director for Camp Thunderbird this year.
And who's our camp commissioner?
Hi, all. My name is Gianna Bambury. I am the camp commissioner this year.
Phenomenal. And do we have an aquatics director this year?
We do have an aquatics director this year. My name is Matthew Swenson. I'll be your waterfront director this year.
Phenomenal. And who's going to be running our scout craft department?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Miniman. I also go by Cookie Monster, but I'm going to be the Scoutcraft Director this year.
And do we have our range and target activities on tonight? I know that he had a little bit of a busy schedule. No worries. Now, it takes some support to run a team this big. Who's going to be leading our support staff this year?
Hello, my name is George Smith. I'm going to be the support staff director for 2026.
And all of us are scout leaders. We know that youth, they run on their stomachs. Who's going to be in the kitchen making sure that we have some phenomenal meals and y'all are taken care of?
Hello, I'm John Veno, and I will be your kitchen director at camp this year.
And finally, I just want to take time, is our outdoor ethics director on this year? Well, I know that she had a prior meeting, so we have TJ, who's going to be coming in for outdoor ethics this year. We also have Cody, who's going to be coming back to help run our range and target activities. Just to reintroduce myself, my name is Tyler Fine. I am the camp director. This is our pre-camp adult leader meeting. The format of this is we're going to kind of do a round robin, answer some of your questions, go through our PowerPoint. At the end, we're going to be sticking around and answering any questions y'all have on this fireside chat we got. With that said, would you be willing to click the next slide that we have, Matthew? Phenomenal. So right there, you can kind of see the overall who is going to what position. We were unfortunate in the fact that Caleb came down with a flu and was unable to join us tonight. Josh Miller, our former program director, who came back last year, he isn't going to be back this year. He'll be making a few surprise appearances, but I'm thrilled to announce that he got a job working as an administrator in healthcare. Our program is supported via the council through Darren Nicholson, who is our assistant scout executive. If I can go to the next slide, Matthew. So Trisha, I know that you have been one of the primary points of contact for this. Would you be willing to take the lead?
Of course. So, as you guys all know, it costs money to run camp. And so we are implementing a late fee this year. This is the first time that we're going to do it this early because food costs extra money and t-shirts cost extra money when we got to buy things last minute and patches and all of that. So starting May 15th, if you have not paid your payment in full, the prices will increase. The youth will move from $345 to $375, and the adults will go from $150 to $175. If there are any unpaid registrations without prior knowledge with me, they will be removed from the roster starting June 5th. This will allow us to make extra room for paying participants. And if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer those in the chat with you guys.
Yeah, and something that I just want to emphasize that Trisha said, I know that times are tough, especially in the economy these days. I also know that sometimes planning for a Cub Scout pack for little ones isn't the easiest. We're an organization founded to help young people strive to get character development. Communication is key. We don't know what we don't know. If you can just communicate with us, if there's any issues arising or if there's any problems, we're happy to work with you. We believe that every young person deserves an opportunity to come to camp. Please let us know. I know that Trisha's going to be putting my email and her email in the chat as well. Matthew, would you be willing to go to the next slide for me? Thank you. So, our annual health and medical record. This year, we're going to be having 2 medics again on site. We're going to be having our primary medic as Mark Podesta and our backup medic as Gianna Bamberry. These 2 people are going to be allowing for a 12-hour on, 12-hour off, as well as extra coverage. We know with some young elementary schoolers, it's helpful to have that additional support. Our program does fall under the short-term camp administrator license that Scouting America puts on under the National Camp Accreditation Program, otherwise known as NCAP. Because of this, if you come to camp, all that is required is parts A, B1, and B2. We don't need a part C filled out, although it is always welcomed, and we do appreciate it if you choose to. But every attendee coming to camp, regardless of status and registration within the organization or not, if they are planning on staying for a lengthened amount of time or overnight, it is required to have parts A, B1, and B2 filled out completely. We have on our loading page how to get these forms. I often find them as a district executive myself just by simply typing in Scouting America help forms. They are also found at the link provided below at scouting.org, health and safety. Do you want to go to the next slide for me, Matthew? Thank you. So medication at camp, we have a lot of people, regardless of age, who are going to need some additional help with not only medications, but medical devices. All medications brought to camp must be presented, and we must be aware of what you are taking. They must be in the original container and with the prescription upon arrival. When you're on property, we want to make sure that you have a copacetic and positive experience. As a result of this, we are going to be following HIPAA guidelines as per the National Health and Safety Administration. With these following scouting guidelines, please have those ready when you come. You only need to reveal that to the health officer when you do your health check-in on site. We have the ability to disperse medication. We typically disperse those after every meal. However, you are more than welcome to do it by unit. That just must be made aware to us before we do so. It's just important in our purview to ensure that every young person and everybody on campus is safe and is following protocol. If you do choose to administer your own medication, it's imperative that that is kept in a locking container, and that locking container must be approved and presented to the health officer. If you find any medication on site, please turn that into the health officer. He can help dispose of that, or he can ensure that that gets back into the proper hands. We do have refrigeration on property to refrigerate any sensitive or heat sensitive medication if in need. Something that I would like to add to this that we forgot to put into our PowerPoint is if you have a ventilation like a CPAP or any other electronic device, we have limited but do have the ability to accommodate those. Please make sure you communicate with myself or Trisha Salazar via the email that was posted in the link below. We will also be putting our emails out on our camp registration page if you have any questions, comments, concerns. The more that we can prepare for your visit to camp, the better that we can accommodate you. Matthew, would you be willing to go to the next slide? So our check-in and check-out process. Our check-in time for all sessions is going to be starting on Thursday at 1 o'clock. We ask that you do not arrive early. We are on an active road, although off the highway, so we do ask that you pull off to the side so that we can accommodate traffic whenever possible. If you arrive before this time, the gate will be closed. Please do not open it. If you're on a motorcycle, please don't drive around it. No scouts can be dropped off without a unit leader or designated adult present. Make sure that you are following safeguarding youth and youth protection guidelines. Units will be checking in as a group when all attendees are present. This is so that we can cut down on the administrative pull of our staff and ensure that we can provide the top-notch quality service to each and every unit. When you arrive, you will be assigned to a unit guide who will assist you in going through our check-in process. When you get out of your vehicle, the most important thing that you have is every person in your unit's medical forms and medicines with you for check-in, as well as a manifest of who is present and who is not. The checkout time for all units is going to be Sunday at 11 o'clock a.m. We will be feeding you a breakfast. We will also be providing a sack lunch in case you would like to bring any fruits or vegetables with you. Your units will have time before the checkout to pack up their campsites and to move gear to your vehicle. I want to note that we do not allow vehicles to drive past our parking lot site, although we do provide wheelbarrows and we provide help who can assist you with moving items from your campsite to your vehicle. Your campsite will be checked according to Leave No Trace principles by a staff member who will be your staff guide before your departure. And during the checkout of your unit, you will receive your health forms as well as any other rewards earned. We want to make sure that when you leave, you have everything that you came signed up for, and more if you attended more. A scout is honest, a scout is trustworthy, and we trust that you are going to get after some of those awards and some of those adventures and have a wonderful time. Matthew, are you willing to go to the next slide for me? Arrival and departure at camp. All adults, youth, and visitors must check in and out with the camp office when arriving and departing during the season. This year, we are blessed to have a full-time business director. Her name is Lana Bachman. Lana is going to be helping us man that security as well as handling a lot of the back-end paperwork as our business manager. Because we are operating a facility with young people on property, we are responsible for their security, and therefore we ask that all people, whether they are just coming to check in, check out, or even if you would like to leave camp as an adult to go to town, which you are welcome to do so, you just make us aware. That way we can ensure that everyone on property is safe, and we can ensure that there's no strangers or oddness that's happening on site. If you're a part-time adult, please come to the camp office with your replacement, meaning that you are coming to check somebody out if they need to leave perhaps Saturday or Friday. That way we can check in and check out at the same time, ensuring that there is two deep leadership following Scouting American guidelines. If you are leaving camp early, please let us know so that we can collect your paperwork and any other documentation, awards, or paperwork that you need before your departure. And if you're a visitor coming to visit camp, which we do encourage, whether to pick up a youth, to visit, or to watch one of our programs, please have a valid ID, government ID ready at the camp office, and be prepared to go through our health form and health check-in. The process takes about 15 minutes, but it's imperative so that we can ensure the safety of everyone on site. Would you be willing to go to the next slide, please, Matthew? Phenomenal. Vehicles. On our property, we have only 2 vehicles that will be going beyond our parking lot. One of them is our Ranger truck, and the other one is a golf cart. That way we can ensure that you can walk around on our roads and trails without fear of any motor vehicles impairing or harming any people. All vehicles coming to camp must be parked in either our main parking lot or our overflow parking lot across the street. We will assist you with parking upon your arrival. All vehicles must be back in. The staff will be assisting you with parking and maintaining orderly distances between the vehicles so that you have reasonable space and there's reasonable space for young people to move around vehicles in the parking lot. Overly large vehicles and vehicles with a trailer will be parked in our overflow lots. If you can warn us of this ahead of time, it can help us better prepare so that we can maintain parking and prepare for parking in different situations. However, we understand things happen last minute, and we'll be prepared to accommodate you when you arrive. No personal vehicles are allowed beyond the parking lot. As previously mentioned, we have a golf cart, so if you have an ADA need to use that, we can have conversations about that, whether that's before or on property within the camp office. Matthew, would you be willing to go to the next slide? So this is an example schedule. This is our core schedule that we use. This is beefed up every year. For those who aren't aware, and if you haven't heard, the theme this year is spies. So I'm excited for you to be joining us on our special mission as we go throughout Camp Thunderbird, a spy training school, to try and discover what the lost mysteries might be this year. This year, every single adventure can be accomplished from beginning to end. And depending on the age and den that your scout is in, we can ensure that they have a quality experience. There will, in addition, be other alternative programming that they can do during free time, or there will be opportunities to earn more badges, adventures, or awards while they are on property. We are also looking into the potential of providing some adult awards such as Nap On Safely or the Great Hill Climb. So keep tuned for that as we start to release that information. You can follow us for more on that at Pacific Harbors Council at Facebook. Would you be willing to go to the next slide for me? Thank you. I want to finish with a map of Camp Thunderbird. So this is a rough drawn map. You will see our primary parking lot and our overflow parking lot, as well as Summit Lakeshore Road, which is the road that you'll be coming in. For those of you who are joining us from Oregon, you're going to be driving up the 5 and then exiting onto the 101. You'll be continuing onto the 8 and then getting off on the right at Summit Lakeshore Road. It's a beautiful twisty windy road just across from Rock Candy Mountain, where you'll be driving in from the southern end of that map onto our property. For those of you who are going to be coming from the north, you'll be driving down the 5 and then same exact instructions. You get on the 101 to the 8, and then you get on to Summit Lakeshore Road Northwest. Scouts will be staying on the northern part of this map where each of the campsites are. You can see that our water hole is at the most northeast point of camp. The dining hall is in the central east part of camp. And that Scoutcraft and Nature is in the center of the map. Across the road, which we do have a road crossing, is where we have our range and target activities, including BB guns, slingshots, and archery. And I believe that is it for the PowerPoint. Is that correct, Matthew? Phenomenal. So at this time, I want to open it up to anyone who has any questions, comments, or concerns. We do have pretty much all the directors here. And if we don't know the answer, we will find the answer for you in a reasonable amount of time. And if anyone types things out, I am a little far from my computer, so I'm going to ask a member of my staff to read that loud. But I want to give you all an opportunity to talk and not just keep talking at you. So does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm a lion den leader, so I'm brand new to this. We have our end of year at in June. So for summer camp, would they be tigers and doing tiger level things, or would they still be considered lions?
I believe it depends on up to your pack. But most of the time, when you go to summer camp, you are going to go to the next level up. Trisha, I know that you know a little bit more on this. You were a member of a pack more recently than I was. Do you want to touch on this topic?
Of course. So like he said, of course, it's up to the packs when you guys move, but nationally they do a grade roundup. And usually early-ish June, we don't always have the exact date, but they kind of choose a date. So typically, if they are lions right now, they will be tigers in the summer.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I actually have a few. So I've never been to Camp Thunderbird. Do you guys have canvas tents set up, or does everyone have to bring their own tent?
Well, first, we're excited to have you come on out. We do not supply canvas tents, but we do have mini decks. So those are 3.5 walled structures with an open doorway. If that is something that you are interested in, please contact us as soon as possible. We are just now starting to do campsite assignments.
Okay.
We do have limited of those. So there's only 3 campsites that have accommodations for those. Each of those can only accommodate up to 16 people for the entire site. So we try to place strategically where we put certain units for those. Most of the time, those are new units or units who are in need. But if that's something that you would like, please communicate with either Tiffany Salazar or myself so we can ensure that you have a quality experience. Otherwise, there is an expectation that you bring your own tent and camping setup.
Okay, thank you. Another one. Do packs can they bring like their propane fire stoves? Like I know there's usually a burn ban at this time of year, so can we bring like our own like propane fire stove?
Yeah, so welcome to bring your own propane fire setup. It's very common out here. As per the Washington State Department of Fireland and Safety, there are a few different types of burn bans. The most common one that we are under is ones that must occur within a designated fire pit. So if you have a designated fire pit or a designated grill or stove, we can help get those approved and we can ensure that it meets certain burn ban standards depending on whatever the burn ban is at the time.
Okay, thank you. And then lastly, do you have like a place that scouts could go fishing if we brought our own poles?
Yeah, so we have a dock and we have that opportunity. I'm gonna have Matthew Swenson answer if we are going to be fishing or not this year, our aquatics director.
So I'll throw one out. I do not know all the regulations for fishing. As far as I'm aware, we have not done it at Thunderbird before, but I will definitely look into it to see if we are allowed to do that or not. But I do not know that off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Okay.
fishing is an area that we've been looking at expanding for quite some time. I know this is Matthew's first year as the aquatics director, so I threw a little bit of a curveball at him. I apologize. But it is something that we're looking into. I do recommend that you bring your fishing gear, and certainly if there's a sizable enough chunk, we can carve out more time rather than just free time for young people to have that opportunity. It is going to be important, though, that we follow the Washington State guidelines and standards, as well as angling safely with Scouting America, meaning that there must be a parent who has a fishing license that is legal within Washington State, and that we are going to be following the guidelines that is put forth by the Fish and Wildlife Department of the state.
All right, thank you. That's all I had.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
What about paddleboarding? Is that part of aquatics?
Yeah, so paddleboarding can be conditionally approved. We tend not to because we don't offer paddleboards and we don't want to make certain units jealous or upset if they see somebody else. If you want to bring it, it can be handled on a case-by-case basis. We do provide canoes, kayaks, and rowboats to everybody. But as for anything, we must follow boat on and swim on safely, meaning that there must be someone in the boat who is a swimmer or up, and that you are following the guidelines of Summit Lake, which can be found at summitlake.org.
We did have one question in the chat that I'm going to ask, and then we have someone with their arm raised. The one in the chat is, what was the theme that won this year?
Yeah, our theme this year is going to be spies, which I'm very excited about. I know we've already been getting some trench coats and some fedoras for the staff. Last year's theme was Space for Everyone's Understanding, where we found little spacemen and explored craters out on property. We have some pretty big punches, including but not limited to a laser maze that you can be a part of. We're going to have a few ciphers and codexes that you're going to have the opportunity to take part in. And there could potentially be a capture and discovery of some unique and new information that could lead to helping save the camp. And what was the other question, Trisha?
We have a gentleman with his hand raised, and he's more than welcome to unmute and ask his question.
Yes, I actually have. My name is Fidel Sanchez. I had several questions. First question was about medications. You mentioned having to check in the medications and to be stored. Does that exclude EpiPens and asthma inhalers?
It does not exclude those. It's important that we are aware of that information. We keep a few extra inhalers ranging from type A all the way to type K within our health office to ensure that we can help people. We often have young people who will forget their inhalers. Please bring your own, because there are many different types, especially if you have a butane, but we do keep a stock of a few extras just in case.
Okay.
A few things with EpiPens. It's important that if you have an EpiPen that you have that on your person. But if we aren't aware of it and that person suffers a need where they'll need that epinephrine, it's imperative that we know who that person is and potentially where they would keep it on their person. so that we can assist them if a situation does arise.
Okay, for our pack, it's me. I'm the one with the EpiPen, and so I extra pin if I need to bring one to submit during the time I'm there, which is why I was asking if we should advise for those with EpiPens and inhalers to bring a second unit for you to have.
Yeah, so going through the BSA health form, it does advise bringing 2 to 3 spare inhalers as well as EpiPens just in case. And then when you check in, it's important that we're aware of where those are and who has those, so we can ensure that they are safe and taken care of and having an equitable experience as everybody else.
Okay. Now I had a second question pertaining to camp. Is there a size limitation for tent?
For Kent?
Yes, I have various tents all the way from a 20 by 4 pup tent for the kids. So I'm not too sure what size.
Got you. No, there is no sizing.
What's the maximum size? What's ideal?
There is no sizing requirements for tents. I do ask, that we follow Lead Trace principles. Lead Trace principle number 7 is be considerate of other visitors. So as long as you feel that you can be considerate of your potential neighbors, while also following the Cub Scout motto of do your best, we trust you all to make those judgment calls as long as they follow Scouting America guidelines and the Guide to Safe Scouting. Did that answer your question, my friend?
Yes, indeed. And finally, one last question is as far as supplies, extra food and supplies, is that okay to bring, our own ice chest with to be able to prepare, additional meals / separate meals or preparations?
Yep, it is more than okay to bring your own ice chest. I want to note that we aren't going to be supplying ice to our units for ice chest purposes. But that is more than okay to bring your own items. I do ask that, again, we're considerate of those around us and that we are following the Guide to Safe Scouting and scouting guidelines. But you guys are coming to camp, you're paying for this experience. We want to make sure that you have the experience that you want. We're going to do everything in our ability to accommodate you and to ensure that you have, the weekend that you deserve and that these young people deserve.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, I have another question about with the program. Is it structured to where like Weeblos, bears, like they go to certain stations at certain times, or is it like pretty free for all?
Yeah, so it's a mix of column A and a mix of column B. So this general schedule is what we use to base off of the adventures, but we do add into it quite a bit. So every year, if you follow the schedule, no matter what, young people will accomplish adventures and they will get the awards even if they started with nothing. There are quite a bit of moments of free time all day for people to have, and everything at camp is completely optional. So if you and your young person choose that, hey, I'm not feeling it today, this is not something that I'm interested in, there is no requirement to go to class, there's no requirement to participate. If you guys wanted to hang on your campsite all day and hang out in a hammock, which is something that we've had before, you're more than welcome to do that. We do have free times where we will have some elective measures that you are more than welcome to take. Those can range from a camp-wide game to area adventures such as an outdoor ethics walk or a polar bear plunge. But camp is yours. You guys are paying to have this experience. You guys get to choose your own adventure to a certain extent as well. All we ask is we don't necessarily go and crash classes. So if you choose to do something else, please be respectful of the instructor who's teaching that. If you want to be a part of it, just respectfully ask, and I'm sure that we can accommodate you in doing that.
All right. All right. Thank you for that. And just lastly, I assume that scouts and leaders need to wear their uniforms, like their class A's.
No, you don't necessarily have to. I know that we, as a staff, we wear our uniforms during morning and evening flags, and we encourage people to wear their uniforms during evening flags, but it's not required. Some scouts don't come with any scouting uniforms, whether it is their field uniform, otherwise known as a Class A, or their activities uniforms, otherwise known as a Class B. Again, this is y'all's experience. We as a staff are going to be wearing ours during morning flags and evening flags, and we will encourage you to wear yours during evening flags, but no way is it required.
Okay, so like for dinner, it's not really required.
Nope.
We had gone to another scout camp where they were kind of like more firm on that. They really encouraged us to do that dinner time. So I was just wondering how you guys did it.
You guys are even more than welcome not to wear a scouting shirt or clothing if you don't want to. Most safety equipment is going to be supplied to you. So if you want to do BB guns, for example, we have the goggles and glasses, we have the ear muffs. I think the only safety equipment that we won't be issuing to you is a swimsuit. So you are on your own for that. But we do ask, you dress appropriately and that, we wear scouting friendly language on our shirts. But you are more than welcome to wear whatever you would like to be comfortable and enjoy your time here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Tyler, if I can take a second to call out something from the chat. Does the medication rule extend to adults or just to scouts?
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Alex. The medication rule extends to everybody. So adults, youth, and staff as well. I am someone who also takes medication. I check my medication in with the health director. When you come to camp, we are legally obligated for your safety. And so, while we trust and we know that you can disperse that to yourself, and you are more than welcome to do that, we do have to have it on file and have it on record that is happening. And so we do ask that you follow, the guidelines of at least informing our health officer and having it on record. But beyond that, if you want to have your medicine dispersed by our health director, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice. I get to have a nice morning conversation with Mark Podesta every day, and I really like that. But you don't have to if you don't want to. But it is important that we know as a camp in case an emergency occurs so that we can look out for your health and safety.
I have another question about the agenda.
Yes, sir.
You stated that in the website that we had to meet for a parents-only meeting after check-in, and parents were asking, "What about the children? Where are they going to go during the parent meeting? And what is the plan for that?"
Yeah, I think we worded that one wrong, so I take ownership of it. That is more of a leader meeting. So we ask that one leader minimum from each unit comes, and that's just to get you guys oriented with camp. Typically, that pre-leaders meeting, we're going to be going over what is the current health and safety concerns on property, what is the fire levels on property, so if we can have a fire, and if so, where, like burn ban. Getting you guys caught up to speed with any additional information, and getting you guys caught up with any other kind of adult level meetings or key cues that you might want to be aware of as an adult leader so that you can bring back to your unit. Additionally, every night following that, we are going to start having evening adult leader meetings so that we can check up. We can hear how your youth are enjoying their experience, and if we need to pivot to accommodate y'all more, we are able to. This is something that I think our staff is kind of well known for. If we need to accommodate or if we need to pivot to match a needed experience of a young person or a unit, we tend to do everything in our power to make it happen and bend over backwards. The youth at that time are being ushered around and checking in. So that is pre-lunch. Nope, post-lunch, that is pre-dinner. They will be going around, ideally setting up their campsites or going through our check-in process. We will have a second person who is there as a staff member to help get them through that process.
Okay, thank you very much.
Definitely. Did that answer your question?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Yes, sir. I see your hand up.
So I just wanted to reiterate, I posted this in the comments, but along the same lines, for medication and health concerns, especially the comments about EpiPens got me thinking of it. As kitchen director, I just wanted to make a call out. Please make sure that you document any food allergies or anything along those lines, any special dietary needs for yourself or any of those in your unit that are coming, so that we can accommodate those to the best of our ability for your experience during summer camp.
John, I want to thank you for pointing that out. I think that's important. You know, we can only prepare as much as we know. So the more we know, the better. I know that for a lot of you unit leaders, it can feel like you're hurting cats. We get that. We want to make sure that you have the weekend experience that you deserve. But information helps us ensure that we can provide you all with quality experience. So yeah, please do not hesitate. There's no problem too small, no task too big. We're here to make sure that you and your young people have the experience that they deserve when they come here, and that they can grow through the promises that Scouting has. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Are you guys tired of hearing my voice yet?
Your voice is fantastic, Tyler. Thank you.
Well, I can't wait to get some coffee and hot cocoa with y'all.
I look forward to it.
Well, on that note, I'm going to hang out here. If anyone has any questions, we're all just going to hang out for a little bit. But that more or less concludes our adult leader meeting. We're going to be taking this recording. We have been recording this whole time, and we're going to be putting it on our page for Camp Thunderbird. We are going to be doing some promotion, and I do want to point out a few key details. Well, session 1 is already full to max capacity, and session 4 is nearing it. We still have ample space in our session 2. If you want to encourage any of your units around you to come, we're more than happy to work with them. If you know anyone who's struggling to get some summer camp openings, we have some in session 2, and session 3 is filling up quick. But we would love to offer as many opportunities to as many young people as possible. But other than that, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day, joining us for this leaders meeting. We're all going to be sticking around in case anyone has any questions or wants to hit us up one by one. Until then, thank you for serving young people, and can't wait to see you this summer.
Can I ask one quick question? A couple
Yes,
of
of course.
questions. Yeah, so the campsites, you said some of them have mini decks and some of them just have, I guess, just spots to set tents up. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What other sorts of facilities are there? Shelters, picnic tables, kaibos, wash stands, that sort of stuff at each campsite?
Yeah, so each campsite is going to come with, there will be a fire watch board. So it's a cork board that's going to have kind of notes as well as your fire watch chart on it. They come with fire pit or fire pits, depending on the size. Many have benches around fire pits, though not all of them, but I believe all but one do. They all come with picnic tables so that you guys will have ample space for that. Some of our bigger sites like Red Ward, they are going to have picnic shelters. So those have concrete and foundations, and those have plugins. That's typically where we put people with CPAP machines or larger units. That is our largest campsite. We don't have kaibos in every campsite, but every campsite is no more than 150 yards away from the closest shower house or kaibo and bathroom. those bathrooms are flushable. We also have some strategically located porta potties around in case it is a bit of a more urgent emergency. And those should be, I can promise that they will be within 250 feet of every campsite.
So yeah, but the question was about the shower houses. Their shower houses, you said at every campsite are within 150 yards of each campsite?
Yes, sir.
Great. Um, and then will we know ahead of time if the campsite we have will be tents or mini deck? Just to prepare and make sure we're prepared.
Trisha, would it be okay if I popcorn you on this one?
Of course. So we definitely try to let you guys know, especially if you are in the mini decks, try to let you guys know about a month or so in advance, just because it gives you guys time. So as our numbers are filling in and we're getting more participants, we're starting to look at who's going to go where. So that will be going out most likely the beginning of June.
Okay, great. And then if we have, a group of folks from a pack coming from multiple dens, or to multiple grade levels, will they just be kind of split up and put with other scouts from other units as with their same grade level when they go over to the activities? Is that the plan?
So, if you have multiple packs that are joining you as one kind of collective unit, let us know because we can make the changes to accommodate you all. But we don't know.
I was just saying within one pack we'll have scouts from multiple ages.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So, yeah, our programs are set up by adventures, and those adventures are dependent on the den as well as age level of each youth. So if they are a wolf, they're going to be going and doing the wolf activities for the day. And if they're a tiger, they're going to be doing the tiger activities for the day. But they are going to be split up in those key areas for the structured schedule time. And during free time, it's more or less a choose your own adventure. So if they choose to go with new friends with whom they've made at camp, wonderful. But if the unit, or if they choose to go with the unit, they're more than welcome to do that as well. And that's going to be things like our laser maze. That's going to be things like some of these adventure hikes or polar bear plunge that we're going to be offering.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, please. How are you, Mr.
I'm good. Does Thunderbird, do you guys have a climbing wall?
We do not have a climbing wall. I'm sorry to report. It is something that we're working on. If you want to help us champion that, I would love to have a conversation with you about it.
Sure. Sweet. Cool. Thanks.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns that we can answer for anybody here?
Yeah. Can I ask, how long have y'all been doing scout camp, like staffing?
We as people, or we as a camp?
Yeah. No, as people. Like what's your experience with like running the camp? How many years have you been doing it?
Yeah, I have been the camp director of this camp for 2 years. Well, I've been on staff for this will be my 3rd year. Working as a camp director, I have been a camp director in some way, shape, or form for, gosh, you're making me feel old now. I think about 12 years now, if I can do the math correctly. And I have been working within a capacity for camps since about 2006, 2007. So whatever the math on that is, but for a hot minute. In addition to that, my bachelor's degree is in outdoor recreation leadership management. I have a master's in curriculum and instruction in the outdoors. I'm finishing up my PhD and doctorate in recreation and leisure. So this is quite literally a lifelong passion. Does anybody else want to share how long that they've been at camp or that they've been working with camps?
I can share my poor throat. Again, I'm Matthew Swenson. I'm the waterfront director. This will be my 5th year on camp at Thunderbird. My last year, I was the assistant director, and then the 3 years before that, I was just a regular lifeguard. So I've been coming to Thunderbird since I was about 5 years old as a Cub Scout. So I know the camp fairly well. I've been around it my whole life. This is like, as Tyler said, it's like his passion, his life has been here. My life has literally been at Thunderbird. I grew up here, so it's my favorite place to be.
I will say I have much the same experience. This is my 5th year working camp. I started the same year Swenson did. Let's see. This is my 2nd year officially as a director. I served as the support staff director last year. Previous years, I've worked in kitchen and also in Scoutcraft. Uh, I will say, yeah, everything Swenson said. Again, this is like life for us. We've been coming to this camp since we were wee midgets. I remember personally being very inspired by a number of camp staffers here. So it's a great experience, and we're looking forward to having you.
I'll go ahead and share. Hi, Mike. If you couldn't tell based on my lack of uniform, this is my first year working with Camp Thunderbird. This will be my first year working as camp commissioner. But it is not my first time working in a camp environment. And definitely not my first time experiencing the camp environment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to working with this wonderful team and looking forward to working with all of y'all. So.
This will be my 3rd year working at Camp Thunderbird. The 2 years before, I've worked for TJ with ecology.
I'll go next. This will be my 3rd year being on staff officially as Camp Thunderbird staff. But the 2 years before that, I worked the trading post during the summer season. So I've been around the camp for a while now.
And since pretty much everyone else has gone, I might as well go, I guess. John Vano, kitchen director, and this will be my 1st year on camp staff.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. That's really cool. You guys have a very experienced crew. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Our retention rate is around, Trisha, we did the math today. I think it's just shy of 80%.
Yep.
70 or 80, somewhere in there. So we're pretty happy with. We got people who are passionate, and it's an honor to serve these directors who serve our staff, who serve the youth. Any other questions, comments, or concerns, anybody?
Can I
I just
ask?
want to say, go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to ask. So Thunderbird, does it also serve? It serves Cubs. Does it also serve Boy Scouts or the older Scouts as well?
Yeah, so we have regular programs happening throughout the year. Almost every weekend is booked out here. We used to have a Scouts BSA program as well as a Trail to First Class. We are going to be running a Trail to First Class. I'm going to let Trisha talk about that in a moment. And it is something that we've been starting to hear more interest in. About 2 years ago, we attempted to run a program and it wasn't well received, but that might have been just some COVID rebound. If that's something that you're interested in, Ryan, I would love to advocate to the Scout Executive and Assistant Scout Executive on your behalf. But I would love if you could send me an email at tyler.fine@scouting.org so that I can do that.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
But as he was saying, we do run a Trailblazer, which is our Trail to First Class camp. We moved that into May to allow for those Aero Light Scouts who are transferring over into a troop. And if they are going to summer camp with their troop, they have time to go ahead and work on their stuff for first class and their scout rank and all of that stuff before going to summer camp so they can actually spend more time with their troop and bonding with them during summer camp and not worrying so much about their child of first class requirements there.
I know there was another question about a moment ago.
I just was commenting that you've done a fantastic job at this meeting. It sounds like there's a lot of experience and it's a well organized program, and I look forward to spending time in camp with you.
I appreciate that, Mr. Sanchez, and I can't wait to drink coffee alongside you and see young people's faces light up on the shores of Summit Lake. Thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
You as well. Any last questions, comments, or concerns before we start to wind down? I know the fire's dying.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ryan. Well, in that case, I'm going to start moving. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I can't wait to see you in July.